You have to see it and believe it's yours even before it becomes a reality. Hey guys, it's Bob Ferngren, and I'm back with another 8-minute call. And my goal, my dream, my hope, and my prayer for you is that you get these basic things that other successful people have, whether they're aware of it or not, that you get what you want. You get what you want. And I pray that that's good stuff for you, that you're not thinking bad thoughts about yourself, but I pray that you get what you want. And so let's assume those are good things, like a long and healthy life, physically, mentally, and emotionally. That you get what you want in terms of relationships and living the type of life that you want to. That you get what you want in terms of money, income, businesses, finance, employment, the freedoms that money can bring. Remember, it ain't about having money. Money sitting in a bank doesn't mean anything. Having money doesn't mean anything. It matters what you're doing with that money. And money, for it to continue to flow, must be in the service of others. It matters that you get what you want. Things like peace of mind, general sense of well-being, energy, everything that you want, that you get what you want. But guys, part of this is the part that I think a lot of people avoid. See, I've talked to you before about knowing exactly what you want. Just heard a manifestation teacher, it was like 8 minutes ago, talk about the same thing I've talked about. 70% of people, they did this study, and I think it may be even higher in reality. 70% of college graduates that they did this study at a certain college were asked if they had goals for their next 10 years. 70% didn't even know what they wanted. Didn't even know what they wanted. Only 3% had them written down, reviewed them regularly. And guess who was successful? The people who knew what they wanted. So I've talked to you about that, knowing what you want. And I've talked to you about believing it's yours, even though it hasn't manifested in reality, that you already have what you want. See, your brain is kind of malleable, and you can train your brain to believe what you want it to believe. It's believing what you want it to believe right now, whether you're conscious of it or not. I've talked to you about kind of keeping things in front of you regularly so that you're aware of it. And I've also talked to you about you've got to take action. Opportunities and people are going to come your way to help you get what you want. But I think the biggest struggle people have is just getting into that feeling and sensing it and believing it. And so what I've done most recently, and I've done it in other forms, is really begin to, it's almost like daydreaming. And so I've closed my eyes and I've just put myself almost in a trance of, this next level that I want to go to for my family. And I see us traveling, and I see us going on safari in Africa, and I see us traveling and taking my relatives who don't have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ yet to Israel. Let's bring them to the source where Christ himself was born. This is me. I'm just telling you what I'm manifesting. I see the type of private travel. Check this out. Private travel, not going through commercial airlines and dealing with all of that and TSA and all the stuff of being on commercial airlines, which quite frankly, commercial airlines used to be kind of an upscale thing and people dressed up. Now it's like being on a bus. No disrespect. I've ridden the bus at least 12 to 1,400 times in my life. I've been on planes. But think about having private travel whenever you want. And so I'm like in that. I'm in that. I'm feeling that. I'm sensing that. I'm actually getting on the plane. And I'm seeing my relatives come on the plane. And I'm already thinking about, well, if it's our private Gulfstream, we got to remember that, to have food on it. We're going to take long flights and we're going to go travel and see this and that. I've actually sensed and believed for the type of schooling I want for my two children that are 4 and 1, for their life and how that's going to be. I've even seen a new home for us that's on the same lake. It's already built. They built a bigger dock. They have a bigger house. I'm not saying I'm envious or I want to take something. If I was to get their house, I would be willing to give them double what they paid to build it. See, that's what I'm manifesting. So I'm feeling that. And I'm getting, so here's things starting to pop up in my life. Now I see this thing called Vaunt, which is private travel. Your own, go on your own private plane, and it's relatively inexpensive. Now it's using a system of empty planes, but wouldn't that be cool to jump on a Gulfstream or these other type of jets and fly somewhere in America or wherever, and you're not paying a lot of money. You see, that's a form of action, so I'm following up on that. But you see, what I had to do is I had to get into a state, and I need to get into that state more. I need to get my brain completely wired so I'm attracting the things and the people I need to get what I want. That's the challenge most people have. Most people would say they're too busy. Of course, they're too busy if they say it. Most people would say they don't believe in that. That's voodoo. So, of course, it's not going to happen because they don't believe in it. What they believe is what's going to happen. I choose to believe that God made us very uniquely and mostly just left alone for survival, which is really cool. That's a baseline thing. I want to survive and do the things it takes to be healthy and alive, but I think there's more there. There's more there to tap into. And I absolutely believe that the way you think and the way you speak and what's in your heart is exactly the type of life you're living. So I'm going to talk to you more about manifestation because I absolutely believe in it. I believe you can have the type of life that you want to have. And I believe all of that speeds up when you follow the simple systems. Now, you don't have to believe me. Go on ChatGPT right now. You can do the free version and say, explain manifestation to me. And you're going to see it's all science. It's not voodoo. It's science. The issue is whether you choose to believe or not. Hey, have a great day. God bless.